Imagine this, you're staring at Google Analytics on a damp Tuesday afternoon, the traffic looks healthy, 50,000 visitors last month, but your sales barely budge. Johann van Tonder and Croxen-John pull back the curtain on this everyday frustration. What if the problem isn't more visitors, but how they behave once they're inside? This book unlocks the real science behind why people do or don't buy online. But where do you start when all these metrics shout for your attention? Here's the kicker, getting people to your site is easy compared to getting them to buy. Johann and Dan show why conversion rate optimization isn't just about traffic. It's about understanding who your visitors are and how they think. At an online shoe store in Cape Town, the team noticed a glaring drop-off at checkout. Despite tons of visits, fewer than 5% completed their orders. Digging deeper, they found the checkout page was so cluttered with fields and distractions it felt like a maze. Simplifying it led to a 30% sales jump within weeks, proving small friction kills big revenue. Think of visitor behavior like a jazz performance, unpredictable chords mixed with familiar rhythms. Conversion rate optimization isn't a mechanical dial you turn, it's watching how visitors move through your website, reading their subtle cues, and tuning your design like a maestro. When you see visits as behaviors instead of numbers, you start playing the right tune. Improving conversion isn't just a tiny tweak. It's the difference between a crowd gawking outside and a bustling shop ringing its till. Johann reminds us that every extra percent in conversion can double your profits without spending another dime on ads. Suddenly, CRO becomes the secret sauce, turning your website from a brochure into a money-making machine. So how do you make your site not just usable but irresistibly persuasive? Johann and Dan mix usability science with psychology, teaching you to nudge visitors closer to clicking that buy button without them even realizing it. Remember Febreze? It initially flopped because customers didn't know why they needed it, an air freshener, nice but invisible. The breakthrough came when marketers repositioned Febreze as a finishing touch after cleaning, something rewarding. Similarly, e-commerce sites must sell why the product fits life, not just what it is. Positioning frames perception. Imagine your website as a seasoned shop assistant, clear, patient, and helpful. Usability best practice is about removing the confusing signposts, big readable fonts, logical categories, obvious calls to action. Johann and Dan emphasize that when sites guide visitors gently, frustration fades and trust blossoms. And trust, that's conversion fuel. Persuasion isn't screaming buy now. It's the art of planting tiny seeds, social proof, urgency, risk reduction. Like invisible nudges, these subtle cues pull visitors along. The authors cite examples where adding simple badges like free returns raised sales by 18%. When done right, persuasion feels like a natural conversation, not a hard sell. The book's heart beats strongest in its blueprint for continuous improvement. Johann and Dan don't just theorize, they give you a toolkit and a mindset for testing your site relentlessly and winning every time. One online electronics store ran an A/B test swapping their main header image for a smiling customer holding a product. The result? A 15% uplift in click-throughs. That simple change, invisible to some visitors, was a game changer, proving that testing moves you from guesswork to data-driven action. Each test uncovers a clearer path to sales gold. Not all tests are equal, and Johann warns against the shiny object syndrome. The secret? Focus on changes that impact critical metrics, check out ease, trust signals, speed first. Prioritizing high-impact fixes over minor tweaks helps teams avoid chaos and deliver results faster. Think big wins before tinkering. Personalization feels like magic, but really it's smart psychology. By showing returning visitors the products they browsed or tailoring offers by location, you turn generic browsing into a tailored experience. The book reveals how this approach raised sales by 20–30% on average, transforming old one-size-fits-all sites into bespoke shopping adventures. Back to that rainy Cape Town afternoon, the data wasn't lying, people just got lost halfway. Johann and Dan's book hands you a flashlight to navigate that maze, a blend of psychology, design, and data. Try this. Next time you review your website, pick one small friction point to fix first. Watch that tiny tweak ripple into real profit. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.